Yoo-hoo! I'll make you famous.
We work for Mr. Tunstall as regulators. We regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good, too. You can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Regulators! Mount up!
Good evening, family. Good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Political Regulators. I'm your host, Hassan Giordano, aka Mr. Politics, and of course, back in the building. And it wouldn't be a Political Regulators program if, of course, we didn't have my right-hand lady, the former mayor of the city of Baltimore, none other than former Mayor Sheila Dixon. Good evening, Madam Mayor. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm just right. I'm trying to get accustomed to this. I got a new device. We got a new stream, so bear with us to hear this conversation that we're going to have tonight about this conversation. Good evening, Mr. Rowe. How are you?
I'm doing great, Brother Hassan, doing great. Appreciate the invitation. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. I can hear you all, and I am truly grateful to be a part of this program this evening, and excited to really have this conversation. How much time do we have, by the way? Because that will help me be laser focused and not all over the place. Is it a half an hour, 45 minutes? How much time do we have?
Yeah, we got about a half hour.
Okay, good. Okay.
35 minutes.
Okay. Well, again, I'm grateful to be here, you all. I get the chance to see former Mayor, Sister Sheila Dixon, and we've seen each other before in the community from time to time, and truly grateful that she's still ever present doing important work and doing critical work on behalf of our community, city, and our people. And so it's always good to be in her presence. And Hassan, sorry I don't know much about you, my brother. I've heard about you. But hopefully we'll be able to learn more about the work that you're doing. I know if you're connected to our former mayor, I know she's not going to be hanging with just anybody. So she is, I know you are in good company and learning as much from her as she is probably learning from you as well. So again, grateful to be here and ready to get started with our conversation.
Great. Yeah, I have to keep him straight. I have to keep him straight. But,
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta keep it straight, huh?
but we learn from each other.
That's right.
He's sort of a young Richard Rowe in some
okay,
ways. Because, we go way back when your hair was
Right.
dark.
That's right.
So back when folks were really committed, not just verbally, but physically out there, rolling up their sleeves.
Well, and I like to think that I keep her more connected to the streets. Even though if I go in the streets, I'm taking her with me because they ain't messing with her on this
And
at all.
she's not afraid. She's not afraid. Has never been afraid to go into the streets.
Oh,
If need
absolutely.
be, streets and suites, whatever.
We were campaigning, and she would tell the dope boys, "Take the cigarette out your mouth, pull your pants up, get to and you and I go say that it's gonna fight. If not, guns gonna be pulled on us." She says it in this "Yes, ma'am, Madam Mayor." Even if they don't know her,
Right.
they recognize, and then you can see that they fall in line. So it's
Right.
never been a problem and an issue.
That's the difference. I'm playing.
So, getting the conversation off, talk to us about this op-ed that you had in the Baltimore Sun, this conversation with Baltimore, and what prompted you to pen that beautifully written piece, by the way, and what was the meaning behind it.
Thank you, Brother Hassan. It was motivated. The letter was motivated by three things: pain, anger, and love. Pain that I continue to endure watching our children fail and suffer in a system that has not been good to them, and not been what the system must be in order for our young people to come out whole, healthy, and prepared to take on the world. So I'm painful that that's what I am confronted with on a daily basis. I know that a statistic that causes me to be angry is one regarding reading and math proficiency. You know, when we look at a proficiency score, reading proficiency score, that where only 14% of our students are reading proficient, meaning that 88% or 86% of them are not reading their grade level, that causes tremendous anger. And good thing that the anger that I have is controlled anger, because there is anger, no doubt. But in my right ear, there are the ancestors talking to me, from Asa Hilliard to Dr. Naim Akbar to Ida B. Wells. So they're in one ear. And in another ear, there's the beautiful music of John Coltrane and Miles Davis and some of those great Ella Fitzgerald and Nina Simone. And so in my ears, there are great ancestors constantly keeping me centered and focused on what it is that I can do in this world to make certain that our young people, our children, our most precious, precious gifts, you know, are protected, are given as much support as they can be given, are loved, respected, and valued. That's the anger, that's the pain, and the love. This was a love letter to our young people, to our students. We don't say it enough, but we love you all. We don't hear it enough from from many of us on a consistent basis. So this was my attempt to speak on behalf of all the adults. And Sister Dixon, former Mayor Dixon, said it correctly. This was a letter to everybody who claims that they are of adult status, that we haven't done everything we need to do for our children, for our young people. How dare we sit on the sidelines if that's what you're doing? How dare we not step up, not lean in, not basically lift them up every single day and let them know that we will not accept their failure, and that we're going to do everything to make certain that we wrap our arms around them and be there for them every step of the way. So again, they come out of these schools prepared and ready to take on the world, not just Baltimore City, but the world. So the love, that was the love part of the motivation: love, pain, anger. Chris Rock once said that the angriest person on the planet, and Sister Dixon might know this, and Hassan, you might have heard Chris Rock